Alright, this is David again. I just want to do this quick video on the Mormon public relations campaign that basically... Now see, I know, before when this light went out, I knew it was the Danites. I'm going to continue without the light because I have another light. There's nothing wrong with the Desert Industries light. You just loose at the cord. Anyway, let's talk for just a second on the I Am a Mormon campaign. Now, decide for yourself. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars and 2 full-time PR firms. Now, I don't know if the Lutherans or the Baptists or the Catholics have PR firms. Maybe they don't lie as much. I don't know. But a PR firm, public relations firm, tries to sell your image to the public. That you're better than you are, you're smarter than you are, you're more generous than you are, and supposedly telling the truth and putting forth a positive self-image. Well, my mom, bless her heart, had a saying: you can't polish shit. So these public relation firms, bless their heart, they've got a full-time job trying to make the public believe that the Mormons are wonderful, generous, and kind, and that their history is pure and clean, that their prophet and their other prophets since Joseph Smith have been wonderful men who have been inspired and who have helped the world. Now, all of the prophets that they have, there's not one prophecy. So I don't know, if you go to a hamburger stand and you say, I want a hamburger, and they don't have one, I wouldn't go back. That's their job, to sell you a hamburger. If a man says, with his right hand to the square, you know how I see the other part of the square, you just imagine, says to you, I'm a prophet of Jesus Christ. I'd simply say these days. Now, back when I was a Mormon, which I was for 50 years, I would have never said, well, give me a prophecy. What have you prophesied that has come true? And if the guy says, there'll be no burgers today, I'm not going back to the drive-up. I'm sorry. I'm a stupid person. If you go to a prophet and he says, I sit and have breakfast with Jesus, or he visits me on Sunday, or once a month, or once a year, I would say, what does Jesus have to say? And if he says, I don't know, or I don't care, or I don't have a prophecy, I'm going to say, well, what credentials do you have that you're a prophet? And if he says, I have 4 million people that believe that I'm a prophet, because they obey, and they've been brainwashed into thinking I am, that makes me a prophet. Well, I'll say to him, hey, you're not a prophet to me. You're not a prophet to me. So, historically, the Mormons have been nothing but obnoxious to the world. Starting in Kirtland with Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith always had a horse saddled, because he was driven out of town, or he was being arrested, or he was sitting in Liberty Jail, Carthage Jail. He was convicted of treasure hunting with a rock, fooling people, giving him money so he could find gold for him. The guy never had a job. He never had a job. So it started very, very early that they're rabble-rousers, they're mavericks, and frankly, they're weird. They believe in weird things, and they're so arrogant and obnoxious and conceited that when they moved and traveled, they would go into a community and offend. I'm not going to go into all the details. You go look on the internet. They offended the people in the community in Ohio and Missouri and Illinois. They came in and said things to the farmers and to the townspeople that were totally, we're here because the Lord sent us, we're here to take your land for free or discount it to us. And the people in the community said, what the hell, are you people crazy? And the answer was yes. They were crazy. And everybody since then has believed, with a great deal of justification, they're crazy. They are crazy. So, they wear crazy underwear. They believe that man can become a god, and that God was once a man, but they don't know who his father was or who his God was, and I guess it just rolls back and rolls back. And they believe that Mary got pregnant with no sperm in her and with no penis in her. But hey, you know, this virgin birth stuff, that's modern stuff, I guess. So, they have been looked at by the public for a very, very long time as ignorant, obnoxious people. Well, when they found out that the public believed that overall, they began to call themselves, this was 8 years ago, maybe 10, a peculiar people. Now, they thought that was a compliment to call themselves a peculiar people. Now, I've worked in my whole life, professional life, with peculiar people. They're called residential treatment centers full of peculiar people. They scream, they yell, they kick the doors of your car in, they spit on you, they throw BM at you, they won't go to school, they're rebellious. I've never met a group of peculiar people that I really wanted to be with unless you're paying me, you know? So the Mormons go, hey, we're a peculiar people. That's okay. We're the true church. We're the only true church on the face of the earth. And God said to Joseph Smith that all the other churches are an abomination. Now, I'm not sure that Joseph even could use the word abomination. It's kind of a big word. But anyway, Jesus said to the rest of you, your churches are an abomination, according to the Mormon church. Well, that doesn't make the Mormon people popular. That doesn't make the Mormon people praised. And, you know, can you see all the Catholics going, oh, thank you for calling my church the great and abominable church, which the Mormons did for 100 years. And the Lutherans and the Seventh-day Adventists and even the Jehovah's Witnesses going, well, yes, we are an abomination, and we know that you Mormons talk with Jesus all the time. I think we're going to come over with you. A peculiar people? No. Weird and crazy? Yes. Brainwashed? Yes. Cult members? Yes. Common sense? No. Now, they have John Huntsman, this is 2011, and Mitt Romney, it's October 2011, before the election in 2012, who were Mormons. And they were both governors. One was of Utah, Huntsman, and Mitt Romney was of Massachusetts. Now, they're running for President of the United States, and basically because the Republican Party is so much in shambles with the Tea Party, and they can't find a human being that even wants to run and one that's qualified, so, you know, they go to the bottom of the barrel, and there's Huntsman and Mitt Romney. Well, Romney has a problem. Most of the members of the world know he has a problem. He's a Mormon. He's going to be obedient to the prophet of the Mormon church. He has a lot of strange beliefs, and he is probably running the CIA and the FBI. He's going to be one of the worst intruders on privacy in the United States. And certainly the Mormon church will get every break in the world and rise up again in their money funds. So, what does the Mormon church do? Now, I'm speculating here. I'm telling you I'm speculating. They call Mitt Romney and say, hey, shit, you got a problem. We're not peculiar. We're weird as hell, and most of the people aren't going to even vote for you because you're a Mormon. We're going to run a couple of campaigns with our PR companies and pay them millions of dollars to help your ass out. We're going to go into the major cities, I think Philadelphia, New York City, some in California, and we're going to put up signs, billboards. Now we know they may be $10,000 a month, but hey, the tithing people, they'll pay it, they don't care. And we're going to put billboards up everywhere, and we're going to also run on the internet, and we're also going to have videos made. And we're going to get some of the Mormons who have just been converted. They don't know that we're weird. They don't know that we're a cult. And they're young. They're, you know, under 25, and they're skateboarding, they're riding motorcycles, they're inline skating, they're hiking, they're climbing the mountains, and boy, they got a nice, exciting life, and they're going to be able to turn to the camera and say, I'm a Mormon. And what we're going to do in the Mormon church is we're going to put up a website, because the internet is the kiss of death for us. We're losing our ass on the internet. So we're going to design a website, and I'm going to give it to you, Mormon.org. Mormon.org. And on that website, we're going to have hundreds or thousands of young Mormons who don't know much about us going to say, I'm happy and I'm a Mormon. Now, I know in 10 years they're not going to be happy and they may not be a Mormon. 2/3 of the Mormon church doesn't even go to church, doesn't really even believe in the Mormon church anymore, and hides from the missionaries and hides from phone calls of the church trying to drag them back in. Many of them don't even want to be found. So, now the world goes on to Mormon.org, and all they see are these young people. And they're having fun, fun, fun. Go find a real Mormon who's got the big horn-rimmed glasses and the white shirt and the bow tie and the garments, and go, do you do any hunting or climbing mountains, or what do you do? Oh, I'm an accountant, and I'm so busy in the church or teaching lessons and in elders quorum. No, and I've got 2 little kids, and I just have to be home to help my wife change diapers. Go talk to a real Mormon and find out at 30, 35 years, how happy are they? Why is their wife one of the most addicted women in the world on prescription drugs? Why does a 35-year-old wife weigh 300 pounds? She's obese, and Utah is famous for obesity. They're 3rd in the nation. Why are 2 of your friends bankrupt? Is that because the Mormons are more #1 bankrupt state in the Union? Mormon.org is a joke. Now, if you want to go to a real recovery site and see what Mormonism does to people, go to recoveryfrommormonism.com. Recoveryfrommormonism.com. 1,000 posts a day. 200,000 hits a day. Did you get that? 1,000 posts a day and 200,000 hits a day. See what Mormonism has done to those people. Go on there, be anonymous, ask any question you want, or just read. Read the stories, read the people, and watch. 1,000 posts a day. Mormons who have quit and resigned from the Mormon church, some of them may have been excommunicated, and they don't want to have anything to do, and they've got stories that are better than mine. They've got stories that are better than mine. So, spend a little time with them, look at both sides of the story, look at Mormon.org, look at recoveryfrommormonism.com, and decide for yourself. Gee, that's the anti-Mormon thing. Decide for yourself. You decide what you want your life to be like. You decide where your money goes. You decide your relationship with a deity, if you believe in Jesus or Muhammad or whatever. You decide. Don't have this crazy group of people who are making money and laughing themselves all the way to the bank, diverting City Creek for $123 million through their own mall downtown. Look at the way they treat the poor. Look at the way they treat their own people. Be smart. Be wise. Investigate both sides. But realize that basically the Mormon Church, in my opinion, is not what it says it is. I've lived it, I've seen it, I've heard it, I've talked to its people, I've been married in a temple 3 times in their religion, I have been active, I've been elders quorum in a presidency, I've been teaching the elders quorum for years, I taught seminary for a couple of months, I worked in the LA temple for over a year, and basically had a temple recommend, and I resigned. I finally was able to turn my brain on and go, you know what? This doesn't fit. This is nut stuff. They're not peculiar. They're weird. They think they wear magic underwear and you can shoot them and the bullets will bounce off of them. You can light them on fire and their heads and arms will burn, but where the garment touches them, there's no burns. If you want to believe that, be my guest. It didn't make me happy. It made me stressful. It gave me a heart attack. It put me on certain drugs to try to calm down because I couldn't be perfect and I was scared all the time. Intimidated all the time. Programmed all the time. Now I just get up. I'm a pretty happy guy. I go around, go down to Walmart, walk around, and I spend time in front of my video camera, and no one intimidates me. No one makes me afraid anymore, and you know, I'm off the medication. I had quad bypass surgery a year ago, and if you believe in Jesus or Muhammad, they let me live a year to make these particular videos. I feel good. I feel happy. And I'm thankful that the last few years of my life, I can be a happy person. I was not happy in the Mormon church. I was miserable. I don't want to be miserable anymore, so I got away from them. You decide for yourself. Thanks for your attention. Bye.